the attention to detail. It's what defines a valued quality product. The human touch was once expected in society, yet today it's a luxury. And that's what this is, an institution with almost 100 years of history and with an enduring vision which values performance and innovation just as much as luxury. It's the perfect harmony of modern systems and technology interacting with generations of human skill. This is a look at how a legendary brand continues its life into the next century. This is inside Bentley.
I look at this place and it looks like a modern facility with quite a few machines, but there's not, when you think about it, there's actually quite a few people with their hands on the cars as opposed to, say, a Volkswagen factory or a BMW factory.
Oh yes, in comparison to a higher volume facility, this is quite unique. We do have a lot of men who actually are using their skills and technologies to build this vehicle, and we are different because of the volumes of the vehicles. We actually are only applying the 50% of the spot welds automatically, and the rest are applied with the men within this facility. And there are also some brazing and welding techniques which we use, which they also apply.
So what's the difference between welding and brazing? You said it was welding actually melds the
With the
two?
welding, you melt the substrate itself, and it's more of a structural joint.
Okay.
Here, the structure of the car is provided with the material underneath the joint. Okay. Here we're actually just doing a cosmetic surface joint to provide a continuous surface, A-class surface, exterior surface, so the customer shouldn't be able to see where this joint is on the vehicle. And that's the aim, is to make sure that this vehicle looks effectively crafted from a solid lump of material, whereas in fact with the assembly process we have to use a number of sheets to do that, and this is a way of achieving that appearance and design intent. So we apply the braze, and then we actually have to spend a lot of time finishing the surface off to make sure that we give that appearance to the customer.
So how many people do you actually have working in this facility right now?
Currently it's around, I think, 85 people within the facility.
Those are welders, those are...
Yes, we have a welding staff here, we have people metal finishing, we have also the technical support staff as well, non-destructive testing and teardown people, and also the measurement staff as well, who again are looking to ensure we have the right quality, looking at the vehicle is a correct dimension, and also looking at making sure the welds are of the correct strength as well. But obviously what we want to do is, shipping out a vehicle here, we want to be assured that we're providing the correct quality out into the marketplace as well, and that's critical. We are using craftsmanship to give you the manufacturing processes, but we're using technology to make sure it is as good as any other vehicle out on the road today.
And you know, part of your testing process is that you actually sacrifice some chassis.
Oh yes, we will do. We have various stages of testing. We have the ultrasonic non-destructive testing, but again you always have to go back to physical samples, so a number of times a year we actually take a body out and cut it down and test each individual spot weld to make sure that joint is of the correct size to give us the correct strength and the performance out in the marketplace as well. In fact, I think we're doing one at the moment, but we actually do have to ensure that yes, each of those joints is correct, and if there are any variations we'll go through and then evaluate the process and make sure we're still in control. And there are lots of procedures to make sure we get the correct air feed, the gases in the provided for the welding, the tip diameters for doing spot welds are correct. So there's lots of checks in place to again make sure that process is under control.
And it's all built to order. You're not building a chassis unless someone has a name on it.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on which country you're supplying. Some countries the customers like to go in and buy one off the shelf. Other places want to people to order their own specific car as well. Yeah. So it depends. We have to meet that requirement and demand. When we're recruiting people, especially welders, we'll be looking to their individual skills and experience as well. We also have our own training, so we don't allow anyone to do any, say, MIG or mag welding on the body until they've actually gone through a training course here to make sure they are going to apply that weld to sufficient quality, which will mean they're doing some trials on coupons of material to show that they actually can provide the required quality in those areas as well. So here we've just brought the roof down, the body size down onto the underframe, and you can see that's where one joint would be on the brace surface. You can see the joggle where one panel sits over the other one.
Got it.
And the same here. We obviously, in the framer, we have all the clamps obviously hold these panels together. These are just loosely tied together at the moment. But once they go into the framing, these are all held in a geometrically stable condition.
That's the gap.
Again, that gap will move once everything's jiggled into place, because this is only just basically roughly held in position at this stage. But the underframe comes in, the body and the roof are all obviously loaded through into the framing station, held together. We have a number of automated spots and a number of manual spots which go in there to hold it in a geometrically stable condition. When the clamps are released, then you can go around and get it re-spot across from the line over there. So obviously put all the welds there. But here we have the two panels, and we have the MIG actually applied to it. That's warm. Hot surface. So here we're actually applying that molten material. We then spend time finishing that surface to take it back. So we then give an appearance of a continuous surface there as well. And we have a process. It looks fairly rough here, but what we're trying to do is minimise the air pockets within the material as well, because when you grind it back, you'd expose any holes. So on a structural joint, you wouldn't necessarily worry about that because it's all covered. But because we're taking out the surface, we've got to make sure we minimise any turbulence within that, the deposition of that material as well. So over many vehicles, we've been optimising the process to give us the best possible condition. So yes, it's fairly. You've got one station here where we've done most of the brazing. We've then got another 6 stations here where we're actually then grinding it back and giving it the correct cosmetic appearance. So from the point of view of cost, it's minimal is actually applying the material. The rest of it is making sure it's the correct surface quality to again give us a good visual appearance after paint. That area there is where we do the respot line. So where we've got 2 robots, we do some respot both on the underframe and also on the frame vehicle as well. So here you can see the progress from applying the initial MIG braze, then going through to filing, and then through to the final polishing of that surface to give you a continuous surface. So you can see from the point of view of feel what work we have to do to actually improve that.
And it even goes back here too.
Yes, this is obviously on the door shirt where someone opens the door. And in the Bentley, you find actually which door is more important. Where would the owner sit? If it's being chauffeured around, which you would do, say, in the Far Eastern countries, the rear end is more important than the front. But in America or Europe, you tend to have owner drivers, so they're more obviously the critical is more front for them. So obviously, in our case, both areas are critical to make sure we get the highest quality as well.
In the final stages before paint, the Mulsanne body undergoes one last inspection. In a chamber of light, it's not a robot or a laser scanner that defines whether a body is ready to go to the next step. It's actually the human eye. The final touches to a clean canvas. Much like a painter stretching his canvas over a frame, there is an uncompromised attention to detail. Any imperfection, any flaw, will ruin the final piece. And funny enough, the perfection can only be seen with the human touch and feel.
Going to the bank and being able to take out $100,000 and leaving quite a bit of money in there as well, just because you can, just because you want to. There's nothing fake about this stuff, guys. This is as real as it gets. I want to be able to help you guys do this exact same thing, invest in silver, foreign currency, be able to take out cash, $20,000 cash to go out and have a nice vacation. Don't take this as bragging, just take this as proof for the people who are naysayers and don't believe that it's real. Maybe people are looking at the industry but they don't understand it, they don't know how it works, they're skeptical, they think it's too good to be true. And I'm here to tell you this is by far the easiest, best, most money I've ever made in my entire life. I make more in a week than most people make in an entire year. So now what I want you to do is just get plugged in. Get started right now.